All right, so today we are going to talk about apps, and I'm going to talk about what apps I think the best journalists, the best communication professionals, public relations professionals, people like that are using in order to make it so that you can communicate really very much on the go. So let's just go ahead and talk about a few of these that I think these are really just mostly my opinion. These things I think are super, super useful if you're doing any kind of communication or public relations work. So let's go ahead and start out and let's talk a little bit about just some things that are probably on your standard phone. Every phone probably pretty much has a voice recorder, and you just wanna use that, the one that's on there. There's all kinds of apps you can download. Let's see. Voice recorder. Let's go ahead and put. Probably most of us have Android phones. Some of them have, but voice recorders. There's all kinds you can download, but there's actually just one that's on your app on your phone. Whether you have an Android or an iPhone, it's just on there, and that's really great. You can record it, and then you can plug it into your computer through the USB drive, and get it out. So your voice recorder is going to be one of the huge ones that you'll use. Once you'll use that for interviews, use that to talk to people, stuff like that, and then you've got it verified. Uh, I want to show you something. I want to show you something if I can just find a picture of it. So let's go to images, and let's start looking. When I was here, this is a good example. Oh, this is exactly the one I used. When I was in graduate school, I did thousands of interviews for my dissertation, and we used something like this. You would record something on audio tape, and then in order to transcribe it, you would put your foot on the pedal, and that would play the tape, and then you could type along, tap 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 along on the tape, and you could follow it, and then when the voice got ahead of you, you could take it off. And that was the only way to transcribe. Now, I didn't go to graduate school 100 years ago. I graduated with my PhD in 2005. So this was 10 years ago, and this was the very best. Now, there was already something out there called Dragon. Dragon transcription software. But the problem with that was that you had to, at that time, train Dragon, so it would only do one person's voice. So if you were interviewing someone, it could transcribe your voice, but it couldn't transcribe the voice of the other person. This has gotten so much better. So much better. You've probably already used your voice to text app on your computer to see how much better, but there are transcription apps all over the place. But to transcribe audio to text, and you can just do it. There's a lot of those, and these you can try it for free, and you just kind of put your audio in there, and it plays it back, and it transcribes it for text. Why do you want it to be transcribed? Well, there's a lot of reasons. One of the things is a transcription is easier to cut and paste from later when you're actually writing your articles and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason is that a lot of times transcriptions are seen as more verified than just listening to it, because you listen to it and then you transcribe it. Now, none of the transcription apps are perfect, but you probably do want to have one if you want to do any kind of serious journalism. There's a few other things that I really think are important. Of course, you should get your social media apps. We've already probably dealt with that in the text in the book pretty well. Also, I think one of the best apps right now is Dropbox. I've got this app on my phone. I've got it installed on the computer. This went straight to my Dropbox. You can see. I put all kinds of, I'm a nerd. There's the Dungeons Master Guide. all kinds of things on there. My tenure file, I put everything on my Dropbox app so that I could get tenure because it mattered that much. But here's the thing that really I like. When I take a picture on my cell phone, let's hope there's no embarrassing pictures that come up. When I take a picture on my cell phone, that picture is automatically updated to Dropbox. And so it's automatic. Now, why does this matter for a journalist? Well, what if you're taking pictures at a protest and the police come along and they confiscate your phone and you still need to write your story? It is right. It's the most recent pictures come right up. And so this, let's see, we're looking at 8/19/2016. And so your most recent pictures, they just automatically go to your phone. And you can set that app up on your phone. Now you always have limited space, so every now and then you've got to take your limited space and move everything from your phone to your hard drive, and that's fine. But what I like it for is it's automatic. Another really nice thing that we have, that you have, especially as students, you go to your Mustang Express, and I think this is a really, really useful tool. You go to your Mustang Express. If you haven't already done this, you should. I bet this... Sorry, it's going to take a second. You go to your Mustang Express, and it's going to give you access to the suite of Microsoft tools. Now, I think that you should download all of these. Yeah, sure, update my password. I think you should download all of these. You should have Word, you should have Excel, you should have PowerPoint, because they're yours. But here's the thing that I think you need to make sure you've downloaded, and that is your OneDrive. Your OneDrive, download the app for your computer, download the app for your phone. And this gives you a terabyte, a full terabyte of data. And it's amazing. All the stuff that we have on here, that we can pick up, all of this stuff. You can put full letters on there and everything else like that. Well, why do you want that? Because things can happen to your computer, things can happen to your phone, and if all of your files that you're working on as a journalist are up here. Also, what I like about this is you can actually download, you can actually edit on the web. I don't want to know more about me. I know enough about me. You can actually edit on the web. So like, okay, this is an agenda, right, that I wrote apparently for a meeting sometime. And so because you can edit it on the web, you don't actually even have to download Word. The nice thing about this is if you end up working on a lot of computers, or you end up in the only way you have to write an article is your phone, and that's all you've got right there. Well, if your phone has a browser, which most of them do, you can navigate to the Word online through your OneDrive, and you can actually make changes in your file right there, and then they don't get lost. And I love this as a mobile app. There's some that I think are really great, but I haven't used them lately. But I think if I was in the middle of doing journalistic type research, and one of those that I think is worth your time is Evernote. Let's see if I've... see. Oh well, I must have not used it lately. Evernote's really cool. Evernote's a thing. If you're ever going along and you take a picture on your phone, and say you're taking a picture of an event or anything. Let's just say make a note of it. So you take a picture of a sticky note, right? You take a picture of the sticky note, and it turns that handwritten sticky note, or whatever it is, into something that's searchable text. So maybe you see in somebody's room, okay, Maggie's drawing. So it says Maggie's drawing. So you can share with anyone. But the neat thing about it is it finds it so that you can look it up even though it's handwritten by text. So if I used to use this a lot when a lot more of our meetings, we didn't get the agendas for them until we'd actually have the meeting. Could take a picture of the agenda, and then if I wanted to look for something on the agenda, it would come back. Evernote is a really, really useful tool for anybody who's trying to organize a lot of data. So those are really important. Of course, you should also probably have your Facebook app, your Twitter app, all of those on your phone and stuff like that. But these are some. Dropbox, I think, is really useful. I think that Evernote is really useful when you're using it as a journalist. I think that being able to transcribe things, the time it used to take to transcribe has been cut to pieces by the ability that you have as a journalist to get that done for you by the apps. Now, most of the apps you'll have to go in and correct the transcription. They'll get things wrong, but it's still really, really good. So those are just a few things. Hopefully this is useful to you. Have a pleasant day.